thrilling story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
To some, New York City is a place of excitement, of glamour. To Betty Harrington, fleeing from a life that has become intolerable, it is a place of refuge, a place to start afresh. Betty has little real hope and virtually no money.
Betty Anderson, Peyton Place. Peyton Place? Sounds small.
Yes, it is.
When did you leave?
Just a few weeks ago.
What is it, Sharon?
Well, excuse me for interrupting, but how much longer are you going to be, Mrs. Wagner? I've been sitting in here half the morning.
You should know the rules by now, Sharon. Close the door and wait your turn.
Yes, but I've...
Now. First time in New York?
Yes.
Why?
What?
Why did you leave Peyton Place?
Oh, I had to. I mean, I needed a job.
No hometown references?
No.
Why not?
No, I'd rather not.
My dear Miss Anderson, what you would rather is not important. If I send you out on a job interview, you're going to have to answer some questions.
Yes, I understand that.
This isn't much of a resume. High school typing, shorthand no, switchboard no, pentameter no, receptionist no, stenotype no, sales experience no. You've never had a job, have you?
No.
And yet you left, where was it, Peyton Place? Came all the way to New York, and now you walk in here and expect miracles.
No, I don't expect miracles, Mrs. Wagner. I just want a job. I thought maybe I could be a model.
My dear child, the streets of New York are filled with girls who thought they could become models.
No, what I meant was maybe, you know, in a department store.
Are you married?
I answered no on the questionnaire.
Are you in trouble?
Trouble?
Trouble.
No.
No experience? No references?
Mrs. Wagner, I need a job. I'll take any kind of job.
If you move, notify us about your new address.
Thank you, Mrs. Wagner.
Betty?
Yes?
Go home.
I can't.
That's the same answer I've heard for 20 years.
Here. Thanks. That better? The old crow give you a rough time? Don't expect miracles? Or that standard routine? Oh, she sure makes you feel warm all over, doesn't she? I'm Sharon. Sharon Purcell.
Hi, I'm Betty Anderson.
Hi, Betty Anderson. Is your first time in New York?
Yes.
First agency you've tried?
I saw the sign downstairs.
And now laughing, girl, and there's really put the Indian sign on you. Well, come on, there's an automat right downstairs.
An automat?
Oh, you are new in town. That's coffee. And you may learn to live on it. Oh. Come on, you look as if you need a friend. Where are you from, Betty?
I'm from Peyton Place.
Peyton Place?
It's a small town in New England.
That figures. You really will need a friend.
Have I time for another?
Just about.
Aunt Laura, you gonna be gone a year? You got enough luggage.
That depends on a lot of things. If I still like Paris, whom I meet in Rome. Oh, Les, you're so generous, even with your brandy. Tell me, brother dear, that round-trip ticket that you paid for, was that brotherly affection or a desire to get rid of me?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
I know all your secrets. And I'm a constant reminder of the snows of yesteryear.
I haven't any secrets, but you've had too much brandy.
Oh, Les, everyone has at least one secret. Haven't they, boys?
Of course. The darker, the better.
What's yours, Aunt Laura? Have you got a rendezvous with a rich, handsome man on top of the Eiffel Tower?
You're getting warmer. I am going hunting with a lot of luggage and a hopeful heart. Of course, being me, I'll settle for someone rich. A Harrington always settles for second best. For all the right reasons, of course. It's so much more sensible, isn't it? You didn't feel it, Les.
You do have a train to catch.
Oh, yes, our dear old dashing night flyer. Oh, it's never on time. You fill it for me, Rod. Just one more for the road.
Certainly.
Well, where were we?
You were being more sensible.
Oh, yes, as I was saying, a family trait. You learn it at your father's knee, or at your brother's, as the case may be. Oh, thanks, Rod. That's more like it. You take after your mother, at least in generosity.
I think Dad's right. You have had enough.
You sound just like him. I'm just trying to recapture something, and this helps. Everyone has it when he's young, even a Harrington. Do you want to know what it is? It's a little touch of magic. It's being able to feel, really feel. Oh, of course, it doesn't last very long. It's like the snow on the common. One day, you're a schoolboy playing with snowballs, and the next day, the snow is all swept away, and you're a middle-aged man with looking for gray hairs. Oh, time's a cheat. Don't count on it. Your mother's gone, Norman. Accept it. Don't sit here resenting your father. You make up your mind what you want to be before he does it for you. Do something.
Like what?
You're a smart boy. You think of something. And look at you. You think you have all the time in the world to make up your mind. You're a married man without a wife. What do you want?
I don't know.
Betty wasn't such a bad choice. If you think you want her back, go find her. But if you've made up your mind that she's second best, then finish it.
Laura, I just called. The train's on time.
Rod, would you get my coat, please?
Aunt Laura, have a wonderful trip.
I expect a postcard from you when you go away to college.
Don't forget the Eiffel Tower. Bring us back a trophy.
I'll try. I'll really try. Stop being confused, Rod. Don't wake up some morning and find the magic isn't there anymore. Go after it now, before it's all gone.
Glad it's all behind you. You're looking okay.
You mean all things considered?
Used to drink bourbon.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sticking with ginger ale.
You name it, I serve it. You know me, never argue with the trade.
See everything, hear everything, but say nothing. Things a little slower.
Oh, we'll be jumping later on when the good people take to their beds.
Well, all the solid citizens of Peyton Place are good people, aren't they?
That's the New England story, if you want to believe it.
You don't?
You're kidding.
You could write a book.
Couldn't you?
Have the wrong ending. If it's my story you're talking about.
Take my advice, Elliot. Don't beat a dead horse.
Ada, I spent all those years in prison thinking about what happened the night my wife was murdered. Thinking about the people, including you, who testified in my trial. No clue. No explanation. Now that I'm out, I'm going to find one.
I repeat, it's a dead horse. Let it lie.
Let it lie. Not it, Ada. Me. It's my life we're talking about. 1/3 of it wasted for a crime I didn't commit. Sorry.
Sorry.
There's still people here who were around at that time. That remember. That can be made to remember. You are one of them.
They didn't send you up on my testimony. It was the Hanley kid's story that convicted you.
A frightened kid. The jury bought every word of it. A piping little voice, I can still hear it in my nightmares. Little Paul telling them what happened.
He saw you kill her.
He said he heard something.
Okay, he said.
He said.
He said.
I told the truth. I told what happened. When I came back, Elizabeth was lying on the floor.
And you heard a man run out.
That's the truth.
Okay. It was the truth. Now, do you... So, you had a rough time.
Well, at first,
You got used to it?
no.
Well, it's over.
I'm on parole.
Stay out of trouble.
Oh, wait.
Look, you're still a good-looking guy.
Thanks.
I remember when you came back in uniform. You were still thin to the bone. I felt sorry for you.
Why?
Because of her. I knew about her.
What was she seeing?
A lot of guys at first.
And then?
And then she stopped seeing them.
Who was he?
I wouldn't know.
Yes, you would, Ada. You would know.
I don't.
Ada, someone did run out of there.
You said so.
That was the truth. Back to that again, huh?
Let it lie, Elliot.
I can't.
You're free.
No, I'm not free. Not yet. I'm not free. I've got to know. Who was my wife seeing, Ada? Who was he?
I don't know.
You must have heard something.
I've got other customers.
Ada, you gotta help me. You've got to tell me. You've got to.
Watch yourself, Elliot. You're on parole.